He suddenly tightened his grip on her hand and lifted her up. Also, did you meet anyone else in the frosty forest besides your runaway friends? I want to hear more about your story, he said. As dusk fell, Isaac spoke again. So you only met the ice dragon and other beasts. Magical beasts are different from regular beasts and monsters, because monsters are extremely ferocious. The undead are similar too. Ruby listened in surprise, thinking back to the magical beasts she had seen in the forest. They had felt dangerous, different from Puri. On the contrary, the magical beasts that came to her were tame, all looking like animals. What about the magical beast I saw on the first day when the fire went out? She asked. He replied, a spectre. It's a type of undead, but quite stupid, so it's not dangerous. The peebo you saw in the lake is the same, Ruby asked. What shall I do in the future? Isaac looked at her thoughtfully. This is the first time I've encountered a case like yours, but for now I've decided to keep this a secret, so you should be careful when interacting with magical beasts. To be honest, with your runaway friends, we don't know what the other magical beasts want from you, or if they have the same goal. Ruby stared at him in surprise, her face full of astonishment. Seeing this, he asked, What's wrong? Ruby quickly replied, Nothing, thinking to herself that Isaac was kinder than she had expected. I thought Isaac would think I was a witch, or that this was something my family made up, or that I'm a soul from another world. I'm afraid of this ability. Suddenly, Isaac asked, Do you want me to inform your family? She was startled and speechless, then decided to say, No. Isaac agreed and then hugged her. So for now, this will be our secret, Ruby asked. What about your comrades? Isaac replied. They're very tight-lipped. You don't have to worry. She blushed. What's this? I don't need to worry, Isaac added, but Ivan and Demian said some rather strange things. She immediately asked, What is it? Isaac said, Did Lorenzo? Back to that day, Lorenzo said... Isaac was interrupted by Lorenzo, who flinched and looked up, then averted his gaze from Isaac and turned away. That evening, Isaac's thoughts were interrupted by Ivan. Actually, there's something I wanted to tell you. Back then at the palace, that brat Lorenzo and Demian spoke for him, Sir Isaac. I found the madam's shoes. Ian asked him, Hey, Andy, did someone beat you up recently? You don't usually get into fights. He sighed. No, it's because that crazy Lorenzo said the madam is... Never mind, it's nothing. Isaac hugged Ruby tightly. Back in the present, she asked him about it, smiling at him. Isaac was silent for a long time before deciding not to say anything. They both stood up, and then Isaac said instead, There's something I need to tell you, just in case. You don't need to worry about Freya's affairs because it's a national issue from the start, so you don't have to worry. Ruby was taken aback. She wondered, how can he be so sure? Why does he keep reassuring me? It's like he's completely on my side. Then they walked together elsewhere. But suddenly a loud bang echoed. Isaac looked angry. Lorenzo, what the hell did you do to cause such chaos and disruption in my life? That arrogant attitude you've shown in front of my wife all this time. Did you think I didn't know? Lorenzo was speechless. Another resounding sound echoed. Isaac angrily squeezed Lorenzo's face. Fine, tell me directly with that ragged mouth of yours. He squeezed even harder, and tears welled up in Lorenzo's eyes. Lorenzo frantically denied, I don't know what I did. Isaac suddenly let go of his grip and gasped for breath. Unexpectedly, he punched Lorenzo hard in the face, sending him crashing to the ground. Isaac said, Listen carefully. If you dare go near my wife again, I will kill you. At the gate, the servants bustled about, carrying things out. Ruby stared blankly, wondering, what are all these things? Omida frowned. That brat is doing something he's never done before. It seems my days are numbered. Seeing both Ellen and Omida looking at her, Ruby felt uneasy. Why are they both staring at me? I don't know anything about this. I never told him to do it. Back in the forest, the two of them were still walking. Ruby complimented, This garden is wonderful. Isaac asked, Do you like places with lots of trees like this? Ruby replied, Indeed. It has a very characteristic, strong and sturdy feel, quite different from the south. Hearing this, Isaac asked, "What are the gardens like in the south?" Ruby began to describe. First, there are more flowers than trees, with bird cages and fountains. Some places even have small waterfalls. They raise many beautiful and rare birds. Isaac grimaced as he listened. Honestly, it's no different from an amusement park. Ruby laughed. Even so, it's a very suitable setting for a stroll. Of course, the garden here is also wonderful, like a forest. Isaac immediately replied, "It's a forest. What else? It's a forest." Ruby was speechless, so she just hummed in agreement. Back to reality, the previous events were her recollections. Her only crime was answering him. Ellen said, "This place used to be very desolate. A change like this isn't bad." Omerta hesitated slightly. "That's true, but it's only temporary." Ellen seemed a little annoyed. She declared, "Even if Father doesn't like it, this isn't something he can just stop." Isaac asked, "He won't listen to me?" He pondered the question alone, imagining Isaac's gloomy face reproaching him. Clearly, "I told you not to say anything to her." Faced with this expression, he could only remain silent. Omerta decided. "He'll definitely go berserk," and widened his eyes. Ruby overheard and thought to herself, "That's right. From Father's perspective, the one who has to restrain Romani, this change is a bit awkward. If it's awkward, don't rush the wedding night anymore, even though we definitely have to go through that night." Noticed her. "I heard you're much better now." Ruby immediately changed to a cheerful attitude. "Yes, thanks to everyone's concern." Isaac said, "Now we just need to solve the important matter." Ellen sighed as she listened. Ruby could only smile, but inside she was crumbling. He repeated, "It's good to get it over with quickly. Only then can I rest assured." Ruby paused for a moment. She felt a little touched. Even if it was very small, there seemed to be a change between herself and this place. As soon as she entered the house, someone greeted her. "Hello, madam," the maid introduced herself. "My name is Rona." Ellen said, "This girl was introduced by a relative of mine. Although she is young, she is very intelligent and resourceful. She will be of great help to you." Ruby thought to herself, so it wasn't the girl Freya sent. That thought only appeared in her head, but outwardly she thanked Ellen. Ellen seemed remorseful. "I should have done this sooner. I'm so ashamed to have helped you with this so late. Both my brother and I thought that a young servant would make you feel more comfortable than an older one. In addition, it was expected that more servants would be recruited for you in the future." Ruby was extremely surprised. "This is really good, but I can't adapt right away. Anyway, now I have my own servant. I don't need to bribe Lissel anymore." She was very happy. "It's nice to meet you, Rona. I'll rely on you from now on." Rona looked at her in astonishment, then repeatedly bowed. "From now on, I will wholeheartedly take care of Madam. I will work my hardest." Ellen looked at Rona and said, "You've been busy since you arrived, but you'll adapt easily." Rona obediently agreed. Ruby still didn't understand what Ellen meant. Ellen said, "Before getting busy preparing for the swordsmanship competition, we are planning to hold a banquet." Ruby was dumbfounded. "What kind of banquet?" Ellen informed her. "It's a banquet for you, and this little girl will help you get ready, so don't worry too much." Ruby's current feeling was that of being struck by lightning. She was extremely stunned. "I'm the main character?" Ellen knew she was shocked, so she reassured her. "That's right, but you don't need to feel burdened. If anything happens, my brother, the host, will take responsibility." Ruby's face froze. The problem now was not that, but something else. "Since Freya's incident, my reputation among the nobles has definitely plummeted. In this situation, holding a banquet, what is the meaning of this? What is his intention?" Ruby was reading the letter sent to her. "Thanks to Britannia's reinforcements, the disturbance in Romania has been resolved beautifully. It's all thanks to you. I want to see you again soon so we can share this joy together. Your only love, Your brother. Ruby looked at it with half an eye. What nonsense is he talking about? Replying to Cesar was a difficult task. Although she wrote briefly, she didn't feel that way. That guy didn't like her living happily here, so if he heard about me running away from home, he would probably be more amused than anyone else. After writing the letter, she stretched. For now, I've finished one of the things I've been putting off for a while. Another thing was still on her mind, so she went outside. It's a good thing you've recovered well. The speaker was the archbishop. Although we only know how to pray, during the time you were missing, I fasted and stayed up all night praying. Ruby smiled. Thank you for worrying about me. Perhaps thanks to the blessings, I have returned safe and sound. The archbishop seemed hesitant. I've heard the rumours regarding my niece wandering around the capital during that time. You must have been very upset about that. She bowed. I really have no face left. Ruby was startled. He really thought that I left home because of that. She gave a rueful smile. You don't need to mind that anymore. More importantly, you are safe and sound. It's so fortunate. She replied, You are indeed, Car's angel. Ruby wondered. Is the archbishop really not related to the magic stone incident? This time, there are many people in this world who use their entire family as chess pieces for their own purposes. She asked, May I ask why, after that incident, you only invited me? The archbishop replied, There's no particular reason, because you must have been very surprised and confused at that time. I wanted to see you to gently comfort you. I don't know who did such a thing, but I believe God will surely have a fitting punishment for that person. Ruby smiled. Thank you for always thinking of me. She happily replied, That's a matter of course, as a loyal servant of the Holy Father. Please come to this place any time. This place is always open to welcome Kay's angel. The bell rang, startling the archbishop. It's already this time. You must be hungry. Let's have a meal together. She refused. No need. I have an appointment to have a meal with my husband. The archbishop hesitated. A meal with your husband. I see. The two of you are getting closer. That's wonderful. Ruby noticed the strangeness. What was that reaction just now? Suddenly someone called, Madame. The person who arrived was Emian. First he bowed to the archbishop, then said, Madame, it's good that you've recovered well. From now on, I'll probably see you often at the training grounds. Ruby laughed. Thank you, but what brings you here? He said. Lord Isaac told me to pick you up, madam. You have a lunch appointment with him, right? She confirmed that was the case, still bewildered. How did Isaac know I was here? Suddenly, the archbishop said, Lord Isaac seems to love you very much. Ruby looked at her with a kind smile and replied, There's no way that guy would love me. Looking at Isaac's recent actions, it was enough to cause misunderstandings. Now he even entrusted Demian to escort her. Anyway, it seemed like Isaac was overprotecting her. The table was full of delicious food. Ruby stared at the table, almost entirely covered in food, and cautiously asked, Do you usually eat outdoors like this? Isaac replied, I can't go back and forth between home and the reconnaissance site for every meal. She thought to herself. Isn't this also very troublesome? He added. Sometimes I eat at a restaurant outside, and sometimes I'm too busy and skip meals altogether. After saying that, Isaac glanced at her and asked, Isn't it good? Ruby hurriedly explained. That's not it. She thought he might have assumed that the archbishop had given her something delicious. She felt helpless. What does he think of me? Does he think I'll devour anything someone gives me? Suddenly Isaac stuck his fork into a piece of sausage. Eat a lot. If you want to endure the cold of the north, you have to eat well. Seeing her freeze, he asked, What's wrong? Ruby laughed. I'm charmed by your warm enthusiasm again. Thank you. I'll enjoy it. She then mentioned the matter that had been bothering her. But I heard about the banquet from Elle. The fact that I'm the main character of the banquet. So? I'm curious, what kind of banquet is it? Isaac was extremely nonchalant. Banquets are all the same. Does a place of amusement need a name? He said something that made everyone want to bow down to him. You're the one who suddenly organized the banquet. How can anyone not find it strange? Look at that reaction. And since it was a banquet for her, it made it even more suspicious. Ruby thought, I don't know. It's already like this, so I guess I have to see the banquet as an opportunity to speed things up. She plotted, okay, that night, I'll dress sexy and invite you to the bedroom. I haven't seen any sign of the magical beast lately. Those damn magical beasts. Wouldn't it be nice if every day was like this? Someone else added. It's just that ice dragon, another person chimed in. Didn't it hate being captured alive? So it hid somewhere. In a few days it'll come out again, you'll see. Ruby secretly thought, whenever dragons are mentioned, I feel a slight pain in my heart. Ian said, I hope it stays quiet until the festival is over. Hey Isaac, are you participating in the swordsmanship competition this time? Someone asked. Of course I will participate, Isaac replied. According to the original story, he would win the competition this year and the reward would be the bouquet of glory. Isaac said coldly, please don't talk to me while I'm eating. They teased him. Are you afraid that if you don't win this time, you'll lose face in front of your wife? That's right. The last time you won was just luck, wasn't it? But I heard Cardinal Valentino will be coming to this festival. As soon as those words were spoken, everyone froze, and Demian, innocently not understanding why everyone was looking at him, asked, What? Didn't everyone already know, right, madam? Ruby smiled brightly. I also heard that was the plan. Those silly rumours Shah spread about me and Cease. I'm sure Isaac heard them at least once. That's why I hate this even more. I wish no one would mention Cease. At least not in front of Isaac. Isaac watched her eat the sausage deliciously and said, It seems that dish suits your taste. Do you like the new maid? She swallowed in surprise. He told her to swallow slowly. Ruby just laughed it off. Yes, I like her very much. Isaac nodded. She's more trustworthy than I thought. Ruby wasn't lying. Shek was intelligent and skillful in many things. Isaac asked, Do you need anything else? Ruby was dumbfounded. What does this question mean? How should I answer? In a moment of impulsiveness, she winked and said, Do I need you, the person sitting right in front of me? Everyone looked at her with judgmental eyes. Ruby was extremely embarrassed. I was so busy thinking about speeding up his progress that I unconsciously... The others pretended to be busy. Don't we still have to work overtime then? Madame, let's do it next time. Now it was even more awkward. What's this? Why is everyone getting up and leaving? In the end, only Isaac remained. She pretended to say, What hard-working people, going to work right after eating. Isaac ruthlessly exposed her. They're all still eating. Ruby wondered. But why doesn't he ask anything about what I talked about with the archbishop, or about Cease? Is it because he's afraid I'll feel uncomfortable so he doesn't say anything? She looked again, but when it came to our progress... No, about the wedding night, Isaac said calmly. We'll talk about that when you're fully recovered. She couldn't stand it and said loudly, But I'm completely recovered now. He still insisted, You can't overwork yourself. She refused to give in. It's not overworking. Do you want to see? Then she slammed the table. Food clattered to the floor and water spilled onto Isaac's sleeve. Ruby froze. I'm sorry. She trembled, not knowing what to do. Isaac rummaged in his pocket. It's just water. Isaac wiped it off with a handkerchief. Ruby asked, worriedly, Are you hurt anywhere? Isaac listened and assessed. Finish your meal first. They returned to the castle. The maid brushed Ruby's hair and complimented her. Madame's hair is so beautiful, like strands of shimmering gold silk. I, scolded one maid. You girl, how dare you compare Madame's hair to spider silk? Ever since Rona arrived, Elle acted as though she were her own maid, treating Rona as a rival. Rona immediately retorted, "I meant it as a compliment. She'll understand my heart." Elle was annoyed. "Who are you to ask Madame to understand? Ridiculous girl." Ruby was speechless, but the mask prevented her from speaking. Rona was bolder and stronger than she thought. Despite being bullied by the maids who had worked for the family for a long time, she didn't lose her spirit. Before Rona arrived, Ruby always felt uncomfortable being the center of attention, but now it seemed a little easier, and she felt very comfortable. A little later, there was a knock on her door. "Ruby, can I come in?" She immediately stood up. It was Ellen who entered. Ellen froze, extremely surprised. Ruby was also surprised. "Ellen, you look really beautiful today." Ellen was speechless. She smiled. "Ruby is the one who is incredibly beautiful. Before I go, do you need anything else?" Ruby replied, "No, I'm fine." She looked at the older maid behind her. She thought she would glare at her, but did the head maid's personality change after Ruby ran away from home? Ellen greeted her. "Then I'll go to the banquet hall first. If you don't feel well, please tell someone immediately." Ruby replied, "Okay, see you later." After talking to Ruby, Ellen treated her a little more comfortably than before. Although she didn't know how long this daily life would last, it was enough to make her happy. She followed a guide. There had never been a party held specifically for her in Roman either. She was very nervous. How should I deal with this party? At this rate, I'll make a mistake. No one will even glance at me, and... Isaac, what if he refuses to dance with me? As she thought about it, she met him. "You're here," she said. Ruby was shocked. "What kind of outfit is that?" She looked at Isaac in a panic. Was he planning to wear that to the banquet hall? She screamed, "You look really cool today." Isaac just glanced at her. She blinked repeatedly. He stood up and said, "I rushed here right after completing the top secret mission, so I didn't have time to change." She wondered. "Top secret mission? Is it something like an assassination?" In slight surprise, she asked, "So, this outfit is for the mission?" Isaac replied roughly, "The armor is too heavy and eye-cacking, so if it's not for killing monsters, this is the most effective." She stared at his six-pack abs. What kind of pervert designed this? Suddenly, Isaac extended his hand. "I can't let you go alone forever. I apologize for wearing this." Ruby was extremely surprised. "So he didn't change his clothes and came here immediately because he was worried about me going alone?" She couldn't help but keep looking at him. Then she exclaimed, "This style is fresh and cool too. Shall we go?" They walked together to the castle. Ruby slowly stepped inside, Isaac walking beside her, holding her hand. People started talking. "Is it that outfit? My brother wore it once, but why does it feel so different?" one person whispered. His comrades were also surprised. "What the hell is wrong with him? I'm so jealous of the physique that can pull off that outfit." Ruby observed everyone and thought, "I was worried because the outfit is too revealing, but it seems that when they knew he came after completing the mission, everyone had nothing more to say. I heard this party is specifically for Madam, right? While Miss Freya is nearly dying, how can they still hold a party?" There were still some whispers about Ruby, and it seemed that they didn't pay much attention to her that day. Ruby felt bored. "I can hear the gossip about me very clearly." Ellen looked at Isaac and commented, "Truly GBMP-inducing, brother." Ian looked at him puzzled. "Hey, you should have changed your clothes before coming, no matter how urgent it was." Ruby was surprised to see them holding hands. Ivan and Ellen walked over. Ivan complimented her. "Madame, you look really beautiful today." Ruby smiled knowingly, as if she had discovered something. "Thank you, Sir Ivan. You look cool too." Suddenly, someone walked over. "Is everyone here? Long time no see, madam." It was Freya. Ruby quickly asked, "Miss, are you all right? I was so worried about you." She had heard that Freya had recovered, but she still looked weak. Freya forced a smile. "I'm fine. It's fortunate that both Madam and I are safe." Ruby looked around. But where's Lorenzo? Just then, someone came to greet them. Greetings, young master, Isaac replied. Long time no see, Madame Fouana. She smiled. I heard you were holding a party, so I stopped by to send my greetings. I don't intend to interrupt the party for the people who are supposed to be here, so don't worry. Fouana glanced at Ruby. This is the person I've only heard rumours about. Fouana was referring to Ruby. A tragic scene suddenly appeared in her mind. Mother. The image startled her. Isaac asked worriedly, Are you okay? Your complexion doesn't look good. You've been shaking for a while. Her hand was still trembling. Ruby made up an excuse. I'm probably just a little nervous about the party, Madame Fouana said. I had to rest and recuperate for quite a while, so I could only send my belated greetings now. Miss Rebecca, she smiled brightly. It's a pleasure to meet you, madam. Miss Freya's appearance is indeed inherited from you. She covered her mouth and continued. The young master's wife is as lovely as the rumours say. I heard that the Gazelle in the south are like goddesses. It seems to be true. Is it because she's quite free-spirited compared to the strictness of the north? I heard about what you've been through recently. Hearing this, Isaac couldn't hold back any longer. Madam, you can leave now. Didn't you only come to say hello? Ruby cursed inwardly. Where did he learn to talk to his elders like that? However, she still had to endure it. Forgive me. It seems that with age, I've become more sensitive. Although Ellen didn't like it, she still had to offer a polite invitation. Madam, please have some tea before you go. The Duchess refused. Maybe next time, Princess. Today doesn't seem like the right time. Freya paused. Mother, are you leaving already? Isaac snapped at her. Are your ears just for decoration? Your hair is a mess. Freya silently lowered her head. Ruby was startled when she heard that and nervously touched her hair. Isaac saw her action and said, It looks beautiful that way. She looked at him with teary eyes. He affirmed, It's your hair. Suddenly, Ruby couldn't say anything but chuckle. Even though the Duchess wasn't talking about her, it somehow reminded her of her mother from her past life. Ah, thank you, sir. Your hair is also very beautiful, Ruby said, holding out her hand. Would you like to dance with me? Ellen said. My brother has forgotten the basic steps for quite some time now. Zack replied. That's right. He'll only embarrass himself. Ruby thought to herself. I just said that. Is it that serious? Unexpectedly, Isaac reached out and embraced her. There's nothing I can't do. Ruby was so surprised she couldn't speak. Isaac added, The host of the party is supposed to have the first dance. Are you really concerned about dancing in this outfit? Are you crazy? Everyone was surprised by the scene before their eyes. Isaac was going to dance? Even Ruby was surprised. The Isaac from the novel didn't dance with anyone. Why is he saying he'll dance with me? Isaac asked her. It's a dance popular in Romania. It has its own unique style, right? Ruby hesitated slightly. It does have its own style, but... Isaac didn't care. Then let's just dance like that. I'll do as you wish. Ruby's cheeks suddenly flushed. Her current emotions were indescribable. The melodious sounds of the piano and harp filled the air, and amidst those melodies, Isaac and Ruby completed their dance. What caught Ruby's eye at the moment was Isaac's six-pack abs. I intended to seduce him, but why is this situation? Why does it feel like I'm the one being seduced? Lost in her thoughts, Isaac whispered a compliment. You're beautiful. They exchanged passionate glances. Isaac's red eyes made the gaze even more mesmerizing as they continued to dance under the splendid, colourful lights. Ruby continued to faintly feel surprise. Please follow me carefully, Isaac instructed. As expected, you do everything perfectly. Contrary to her feelings, Isaac felt differently. I'm so embarrassed. After that, Ruby left Isaac's hand. You don't seem embarrassed at all. She twirled to the music. Isaac just stood there, bewildered by Ruby's actions. Ruby's legs moved very smoothly, as if she poured all her heart and soul into the music. Then Ruby moved around Isaac. Her hair, colour, smile, and dress all stood out in their own way. Isaac's heart was restless, not knowing what to do, but when he saw Ruby give him that adorable expression, Isaac was startled out of his previous vision. He couldn't help but grab Ruby's hand, and that was the dance that ended their wonderful performance. Ruby didn't understand why Isaac acted like that. His gaze was still fixed on her. Everyone applauded them, but only Freya didn't show any emotion. Soft sobs echoed within the dark room. Freya entered and saw Lorenzo covering his face and crying. He looked at her with teary eyes. "Sister," he said, his voice shaky. Seeing Lorenzo's mood, Freya also felt uneasy. "Why are you sitting here sobbing like that?" Freya was horrified when she saw Lorenzo's face, covered in wounds that might even leave scars. Seeing her brother like this, what older sister wouldn't care? Freya asked coldly, "Who did this?" But Lorenzo avoided the question. Freya's anger grew and she shouted, "Who did this to you? I have to tell father and mother." But Lorenzo stopped her. "Sister, don't tell them." It seemed very difficult for Lorenzo to say this. "It was Sir Isaac. While I was telling him not to linger near that witch." Freya's eyes now only reflected the figures of Isaac and Ruby after the ball ended. Ruby asked Isaac about his feelings. "How was the dance, Sir Isaac?" Isaac's expression was quite uneasy. Southern ladies probably find it very tiring. Ruby asked further, "You must be thirsty, right? Would you like something to drink?" Hearing that, Endymion quickly ran over. "Drinks are already prepared. I knew you'd be thirsty, so I prepared them in advance. Speaking of which, your dance was truly wonderful. Who would have thought I'd witness you dancing with my own eyes, my lord?" Despite Isaac telling Endymion to be quiet, he continued, "It's the first time I've seen a dance that gave me goosebumps all over my body." Ruby didn't say anything more. Not normal at all. As expected, like night and day, Isaac ran into someone he least wanted to see. "Wait here." That man was Duke Omer. They looked at each other with dreadful eyes, like mortal enemies. The father and son always fought whenever they met. Omer, who always cared about appearances, said, "Can't you dress properly? You should wear something decent." Isaac, who never listened, replied, "Is there a problem?" Since Isaac's mother passed away, they had been like this. Ruby didn't pay much attention. She took the wine. Endymion brought and chatted with him for a bit. "Moreover, just seeing Sir Isaac dance was enough to take my brother away, and madam, you were like a fairy, absolutely top-notch. I couldn't take my eyes off you for a second." Ruby felt embarrassed. "Fairy? You flatter me too much. On the contrary, I feel a little overdressed." Endymion was adamant. "Not at all. I think my lord has also lost his soul to you, madam." Ruby didn't know if he was captivated or not, but she couldn't understand his feelings at all. "Those eyes are truly magical." Endymion chuckled. "Maybe everyone in the banquet hall has fallen for madam." Ruby didn't think so. "Is it okay to feel relieved now? Thank you all for always treating me well, but are you planning to use me as a secret weapon?" Ian also came to her. That was a surprise earlier. Even Ellen felt the same. Indeed, it's surprising that brother didn't step on Ruby's feet. But the unexpected thing is that you possess such great talent. Even I want to learn from you, sister. Unexpectedly, Ellen was praising her. Ruby thought to herself, if that's the case, it seems I did well. Isaac should hear this. Then Ellen asked about Isaac. "But where did brother go?" Ruby answered awkwardly. "He's talking to his father over there." "Huh? Where did he go just now?" Ellen also seemed a little unusual. "Father is here." Ruby was startled. Yes, he was clearly there just now. Ellen sighed. "I see. It's a good thing they moved somewhere else. It seems like brother has something to worry about." Ruby didn't understand what he was worried about. What happened? Ellen replied. Father's expression wasn't very good either. It seems that after seeing him dance with Ruby, Father thought he was about to die. That's all, Ruby guessed. Could it be that Father doesn't like this party, because such a grand banquet was held just for me? Could it be that Father thought I whispered and begged Isaac or something? Freya's voice also chimed in. It's so hot. Everyone is so lively. Ruby didn't understand why the blue-haired man kept looking at her with sharp eyes. Then he bowed without saying anything more. He had also been present in the forest that day. He turned to the side and let Ivan talk for a bit, while the two asked about Isaac. Ruby decided to leave his gaze behind. He's so scary. I have to go to Ellen's side. Even Freya was curious. Come to think of it, I haven't seen the Duke. Are they at it again with Ellen's brother? Those two really can't stop, but whatever. It's been a while since I saw Endymion after that incident. Endymion scratched his head and looked away. Yeah, all right, if you'll excuse me. Freya also felt embarrassed for him. He still seems shy. There's no need to be so shy, Ivan chuckled. Please understand him, miss. He's not very outgoing, Freya added, but I feel like, after arguing with my brother, his personality got even worse. Ruby still didn't know anything. Arguing? Endymion argued with someone? Bean explained. It seems Madam doesn't know about that. Not long ago, Lorenzo and Endymion got into a fight in front of the temple. Ruby immediately thought, could it be that day? Ivan shook his head in frustration. Even if I ask them why they fought, they keep their mouths shut and don't say a word. Honestly, these kids...